Strong towns. I mean, I kind of alluded to this earlier. In the early days, I had done engineering consulting and plan consulting for many years. And the idea at the beginning of Strong Towns was we need to fix the engineers. We need to just get them this information and talk to them and train them and show them something different. And then everything will change. And of course, that was an absurd insight. I mean, that just, that was really dumb. That did not work. The next iteration was, well, we need to go and share this with public officials because they're the ones making the decision. And you hear this every now and then with advocates where they say, if we can just get the right person elected and they'll toe the line and vote their conscience and not be swayed. And like, that doesn't work either because we live in the real world. And, politicians generally do reflect the will of the public or they get voted out of office. It's that simple. And so fixing the public officials is a really kind of bad approach. The way that we have been successful and the way we've seen the most change happen around the issues that we care about is to share the ideas, to get these ideas in front of people, to make them as accessible as they can. And I was inspired last week because we were doing the kickoff event in Lake County, Florida. And 20 minutes into the opening event, a developer who was in attendance was sitting near Edward Erfurt, one of my colleagues, our colleagues here, Norm. And he said, this is dangerous. These ideas are dangerous. And he got up and walked out. I'm inspired by that because the best ideas are dangerous, particularly if you're wedded to the status quo. And so what we have developed is a platform and approach to sharing ideas and making those ideas as transmissive and as powerful as possible. The local conversations is an extension of that. And so if you want change to happen in your community, getting together with people and talking about it is the healthiest first step. The second step, and we walk you through this process, is to start to bring more people in, share those ideas, demonstrate what things can look like if it's done differently, pick something to focus on and work on that. But the whole base of the local conversations is taking the dialogue that we're having here on a national, international basis, and then localizing that to you, your conversation, your community, and essentially bringing the power for change that we're seeing here out of it and into your place. I don't think skeptical is the right word. I was not sure about the local conversations program, and I have watched it evolve and watched some of these places have massive, massive impacts just in the getting together and sharing of ideas. And I'm convinced that this is a really powerful way to do things. Norm, you're intimately involved in this. What am I missing?
I think that's a really good summary. I think one of the realities is that it's always cyclical, or there's seasons where people become really engaged. And one of the most discouraging things for local conversations leaders is that they find that there's kind of flagging enthusiasm after a while, or that people show up to protest, a major project. And if there's sort of a core of negativity at the heart of the group, of like protest and kind of like being opposed to something, that doesn't sustain people over the long haul. And I think that's why like Strong Towns making sure that we are outlining like what is the alternative, what is the proper way. And I know even just in the hour, based on the questions that we've had, there's a lot of questions. How do we actually do this? Like, where are the details? But the general gist of like making sure we're moving this ahead towards a better future, I think really, really matters there. I lead a local conversations group in my city, and we've been active. We've been having more and more opportunities to meet with city councilors and others, and basically invoke the fact that a large swath of the population, if they were to think about these things, would be on our side. And so then you kind of go in with a certain moral confidence that you are advocating for people that need help. One of the things I think every local conversations group should call themselves is a support group for altruists. Because it's just like we're the people that care about other people and want them to be better and have a better, more flourishing life.
I think for us, Norm, I think starting with the conversation is the right grounding, right? Because a big part of our approach is I'm an engineer. I feel weird every time I talk about love and kindness, but it really we start with this idea that it's about a connection between people and a shared vision. And you can't be, the antagonist who's wants to fight with everybody to get things done. We're going to start with this conversation, and then it's going to build from there. So yeah, it's that grounding, I think, that makes it so powerful.